Infinity Ward at one point used to be the best developer, coming out with hits like Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 2009, and Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 2011. But seemingly over time, it seems like they have just gotten worse and worse. At one point, there used to only be 2 developers, and it was a bi-yearly battle between Treyarch and Infinity Ward to one-up each other. Infinity Ward eventually coming out with the game that brought COD back from the hole the entire franchise was falling into, with a list of games and adoption of new developers, games being Ghost, Advanced Warfare, Black Ops 3, Infinity Ward, World at War 2, Black Ops 4, and Blackout. And developers such as Sledgehammer, a new title developer, Raven Software, a backup studio, and the head of the current Warzone, High Moon Studios, Beanox, and other backup studios. There are so many hands on a yearly Call of Duty title, but still having to follow the main developer's vision for the game. So why is it that Infinity Ward has seemingly become the worst studio to head a COD yearly title? Well, I have a list. First, Infinity Ward, like Treyarch, is basically employed by an entirely different team since Call of Duty 4. Second, they have a tendency to stick to their guns based on their game design regardless of player feedback. Third, only really fix major game problems at updates, e.g. seasonal and mid-season updates, which, if we're being frank, is not good enough. What if I told you the success of Modern Warfare and Warzone was a fluke? The facts. Modern Warfare and Warzone were games that came out and were available to play during a huge world pandemic. Everyone was inside. I mean, not me. I could go out and golf and do whatever I wanted, but I mean, still. I still played this game religiously, more so once I found Warzone. Modern Warfare was also the first modern day boots on the ground shooter since Black Ops 3 and 2, Black Ops 2. No. Black Ops 3 in 2015. And honestly, without Warzone, Modern Warfare would have been abandoned by most players, which is kind of the life of any Call of Duty multiplayer experience, and that still kind of remains true today. Now, realistically, if Black Ops 4 would have been a modern day or even a Cold War boots on the ground shooter, MW 2019 may have been perceived as a bad Call of Duty, and to a lot of people, it still is. Now, let's move on to 2022. By now, Warzone has been live for 3 years. For the most part, it's still a good game. Even if it was currently occupied by a worse map and the most boring metas we've ever seen since Warzone's been in existence, plus a time period no one asked for. But I will say, by the end of Caldera, the game was actually good. They added in a lot of stuff. they did things to the game to appease the players. Added in redeploy balloons, added in portable buy stations. They did things to innovate the game. It changed the game and how it was played. (2023). We're getting into a new era of COD. We've just had Call of Duty Next. We've seen some previews of the game, the alpha. And the game is looking good. We're thinking we're going into this new engine, new COD experience, upgraded game with all the previous changes that we just had. Things like portable buy stations, redeploy balloons, and perk packages. Again, the game was looking promising with the new engine. What we got was perk packages and a new backpack system, community loadouts, and proximity chat. Everything the players enjoyed, all the work Raven and High Moon Studios worked on, was gone. You couldn't even buy a loadout until after. And no, I don't think you could buy a loadout at all. So you were only solely reliant on the community buy stations that people just sat there camping. So, why would Infinity Ward do this? Could it be because they worked on MW2 and Warzone 2.0 while Warzone 1 was having all these changes made? Could it be because they had a better vision of what the Call of Duty Battle Royale should be? Or could DMZ have clouded their judgment? Unfortunately, the judge is out. And it took most of Warzone 2.0's life cycle to re-add everything from Warzone 1, with the exception of portable redeployed drones. So I mean, now I'm not going to sit here and say that everything that Infinity Ward did in the new iteration of Warzone was bad. So I will name off some good things. Proximity chat was a good thing. It was a hugely enjoyable experience for most people in the game. Probably one of the only enjoyable parts of Warzone 2.0. The new perk package system was not that big a deal, and being able to loot your perks after death was a huge W. Being able to buy individual guns and perks from the buy station was also a really good move. Those would have been great additions to what already was laid out as a foundation for what we had as Warzone. Now, unfortunately, not only the gameplay was slower because of decisions that MW made, but the operator was physically slower in every way with the abundance of movement penalties. Now, I enjoy Warzone. It brought me back to Call of Duty. Warzone was my first battle royale, and a few years ago I started posting videos up until MW2 and Warzone 2. I only posted one video the year of 2023. That was my first win in Warzone. Everything after that I didn't see as exciting, and I didn't feel like posting. And I didn't want to be a person to bitch about the game. I seriously gave it a solid try, basically an entire year, until I was just like, the game's not good. The last season, I didn't even play. And I drastically reduced the amount of time I watched other COD tubers and streamers. Outside of nukes and ranked play, Warzone 2 just wasn't as engaging as Warzone 1. The point of this video is, if we ever have a Call of Duty like 2023 Modern Warfare 2 and Warzone 2.0, I have real fears for the state of the game as far as the player base is concerned. I also am really worried about what IW may do if they get their hands on Warzone again. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. I hope you enjoyed. Feel free to leave a like, and I will see you in the next one.